Jump scare indeed. I started the stream, I think, a minute early. So I was looking at my time and I was like, oh shit. Oops. Anyway, hello everybody. How's everybody doing? I need to lower the music on my side. There we go. That's better. Give me 1 second. I just need to say that I went live on socials, which you guys know I love updating. All right, there we go. Just went ahead and posted. Cool, cool, cool. Also, oh my gosh, what's happening? What's happening? Hooky Frog coming in with the 12 months, a whole year. Holy cow. Also, Cougar coming in with the 11 months. Damn. That's what I'm talking about. Angel with the 10. With the 10. Man. Thank you guys so much. Show some love in the chat, guys. Please, please, please. Por favor, por favor. I would appreciate that oh so much. Because, man, the level of dedication. I feel it. I feel it, guys. And I thank you for it. Especially on... Whoa! What's happening? Nye coming in with 11 months. Everybody's just unstoppable today. Show the love. Show the love. Please, please, please show the love. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, seriously, can you believe it's been a whole year? Absolutely crazy. I'm still updating this stuff, so give me 1 second. You know I have to post a Instagram story because that's just how I roll. But thank you guys so much, seriously. Also, let me switch on over real quick. It's 11:11. Make a wish. I wish GG would stop streaming like immediately by yesterday, says Nye. Oh well, you know we do. I'll eventually stop streaming one day. But right now, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. How are you guys? Hey there, Zeal. Hey there, Peanut. Cougar, Shirayuki, Nye, Nina, Angel. What's up? What's up? Appreciate you guys all stopping in, spending your time with me. I almost didn't stream today. I actually felt a little tired. It was just one of those days where I was just like, oh man, I don't know if I have it in me. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a concession. That concession being that we're just gonna make it a shorter stream. So rather than 2 hours, we'll probably round it out at about an hour. That's what I'm thinking. So hope you guys don't mind. But yes, need some rest. I think I got mentally tired today because I was haggling with somebody over Craigslist, which I'm pretty sure was just trying to scam me. But you know who doesn't scam? Nina. Nina coming in with the 22 bits. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Show some love in the chat, guys. I love it. You guys are killing me with kindness. Peanut with the bits. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Seriously. Thank you for the hype, guys. Like I said, it was kind of a little bit of, not gonna say like a super rough day, but it just was one that was just kind of like, I don't know, a little weird. I just felt really tired. Like I said, when I got home, I was just so like, usually I'll record. I totally did not have it in me to record today. Like at all. I just laid in bed. That was all I did. It was rough. It was rough. But yeah. Anyway, Persephone, GG stream while you work. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Persephone. Thanks for stopping on in. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hope I can make your workday a little bit more, I don't know, enjoyable? Smooth? Something like that. There's this guy that I watch. I've told you guys, I've never actually mentioned out like the name of the channel that I watch, or maybe I have, I don't know. It's this hiking channel. Anyway, one of the hikers, who's like primarily the filmmaker of it all, he does these daily vlogs. He doesn't do them anymore. He used to do daily vlogs for years. Years and years and years. And he stopped doing it. And literally almost every single vlog was a repeat of the one before. He would just basically like open up like his curtains. He would do laundry. It was always the exact same thing. And I thought to myself, why do I watch him? And I was like, I don't know. There's something about it. Something about it that's really relaxing. And I don't know. I feel like it was the same thing with me. Sometimes I feel like that. I'm like, man, why do people watch me? Like, what am I doing? But maybe it is just having that, I don't know, that connection with somebody else across the internet. There's a voice talking to you, a disembodied voice, playing games, sharing the vibes, talking and being cool with each other in the chat. And I love that. That's always great. It's familiar, it's cozy, it's peaceful. Exactly. I think that's what it is. So like even when I'm feeling a little bit out of sorts, where I'm not feeling my best, like I'm really tired, I will be like, you know what? I really do enjoy this, you know? And so that's why I wanted to get out here and do at least a little something. At least a little something. Also, we just unlocked a new a new emote, the choo-choo one. Thank you for that, Nina. These days, the question is, are you even real, Gigi? Are you just AI? How would we know, right? Well, I mean, I have posted those videos of me in Japan where, I mean, you don't see me, but sometimes you'll see my hands, or when I went to the beach, right? And you see my feet get in the water and get wet. So I don't think an AI could get their feet wet in the water. I think they might short circuit or something. So today, in honor of Pokemon Day, because, and it's technically not until tomorrow that we're at the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, but Japan time, it's already the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. And the anniversary is not for the US release, it is for the initial release of Pokemon versions Red and Green version. So yeah, so we're going off the Japanese anniversary date. That exactly, Zeal. See, as someone speaking from the future, you know all about that. Make sure to let us know what it's like too. So that all being said, that's why I wanted to play a little bit of Pokemon today. So we're gonna go ahead and jump on in. I'm gonna unmute this. I don't think there's a lot of volume on the gameplay, but who knows? I don't really need volume on the gameplay. Let me double check real quick. Okay, yeah. So, what a great quote. Yes. Gento's like, look, guys, I don't care if it... Whoops, didn't mean to send that. Lol. It's midday in Tokyo. Also, I found a roommate. Oh, hell yeah. Is it somebody like a friend? Someone close to you, Nye? Because I know that you were saying you would get like a rando if you didn't pick somebody. Well, it rained and stormed all morning, and my cat was freaking out. Cat does not like Pokemon Day. Well, that's because the cat is competing with fellow Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like, I remember one time, this is kind of related and also not related, that I remember, do you guys remember the Xbox Kinect? It was like the camera accessory that came out. For the Xbox 360, I think. There was a game called Connectimals. And it was pretty funny. Because me and my brother were playing Connectimals. And it was really funny because... Oh, shit. Oh, there we go. I think I bent my wire. So, I was distracted for a little second. Anyway, so we're playing this game called Connectimals, where you're basically playing with like this digital tiger or whatever it is. And then we look over to the side, and outside the window, you can see my dog. And I remember my brother being like, so this is the future, huh? Just forgo the actual pets in, you know, to be able to hang out with digital ones. So yeah, I felt pretty bad. I think I literally paused the game when I went to go pet my dog. Because I felt bad. Also, real quick, I'm going to check the stream real quick, because I kind of want to know what the audio levels sound like. Because last time I remember I had the audio levels really low on purpose, but I don't know if I raised the music. So I'm gonna not talk for a sec. Okay, so basically you guys cannot hear the music in the background. The Pokemon music that I have, which is actually supposed to be way louder. So I think that's why. Alright, I think that's better now. 1 second. Alright, there you go. Now you can hear both. I had to double check. Also, hey there, Needy Don. Is that how you say it? I hope so. Because I always murder everybody's names. But thank you so much for joining us. Also, not me using an electric Pokemon to fight another electric Pokemon. Hey GG, I could very easily pass out after taking my temporary ADHD BPD meds, so we'll keep on trucking, baby, so I'm not being rude. Just, oh, of course, no worries, no worries. You do what you gotta do. Hear the game music, the Pokemon music, and you. Yes. Is it a little annoying to have both tracks playing at the same time? How come I can't get into the... Oh, this is annoying. I can't get into the emulation menus. It's just a confluence of MIDIs doing MIDI things. I could just take the music off the game. I don't mind. It's super repetitive, you know. So, let me do that. So I'm gonna lower it way down, like barely. I don't even think you guys will hear it. It's gonna be so low. There we go. Should be able to hear just the music now, and a very incredibly slight sound effects from the game. I think I might need a guide for this section, because I hate these teleporters. I am doing well. Is it? And hold on, let me go back. You can just call me Nini. All right, good, nice. That's what I was about to say. I was like, is there a nickname or something? So awesome. I'm doing well. How are you? Hopefully all is well on your end. Are you excited for Pokemon? Because I am very excited for tomorrow's announcement. I did see some what could be leaks. I may have seen a raccoon as one of the starters. That's all I'll say. And I'm very happy. So we'll see what's going on, all right? We'll see what happens. Oh my god. Oh my no. What just happened? I hit okay. Wow, okay. I have no idea why that happened. I hit the emulation button. And it just literally... Oh, I know what's happening. Okay. I know what I did. I know what I did. I know what I did. Okay, well. So I'm using this, I told you guys before, I'm using this device for, to play like these older Pokemon games, and I have it hooked up via mini USB, and I had it laid on my desk, But there's buttons on the back of it, so it was hitting the buttons, which was not allowing me to be able to get into the menus. And then it reset my game to right when I first started. So, whoops. That's my bad right there. It's fine, though. It was just funny. I tried to watch the official Pokemon gameplay, but I said, no, I want to be surprised. Yes, I called this one naughty. You know, Houndoom and Houndour give me naughty vibes. Even though it's really funny because Houndoom and Houndour are kind of like a bit more serious looking Pokemon. But I don't know, they give me naughty vibes. Also, you guys said elevator music, but I guess so. This is kind of like an elevator music vibe. It is just Pokemon music, so. It's because they're hellhounds and Naughty is your little troublemaker. That is correct. Naughty is a monster sometimes. Only sometimes. He's actually... I've said this before. He is literally the sweetest boy. Like, he is so cute. He's adorable. He's very, very kind and just the cutest little thing. Like, he hardly ever does anything wrong. He's, of the three cats, probably the... I'm not going to say the least problematic. I would just say Mikhail can be annoying because he will call for food even when he doesn't need it. He just gets hungry. Mochi destroys my life. Yes, exactly, Zeal. But she kind of keeps to herself. Naughty is just really playful. That's really what it all comes down to. He's just really playful. And because of that, how do I take off? I don't want to see the FPS. I don't know what the shortcut was for that. I will save where I'm at though. But yeah, Naughty is he's a little sweetheart. I just like to say that he's kind of a monster. Because he kind of was when he was younger. He would destroy things, destroy my life. I do give him shit. And then you know why I give him shit? It's because he can take it. Hey there, Princess Flowers. How's it going? Hopefully you're having a good one. And also one of the things, Nina, when it comes to like the leaked gameplay, it's like we don't know how far in development that leaked gameplay was. Maybe that was very, very early on stuff, so maybe things look completely different now. Same thing with like the name of the games. What was it? Wind and Waves or Winds and Waves? Like who knows? Maybe they changed the name, especially after the leaks. Maybe they changed everything up. So I don't know. So I'm not banking on all those leaks being legit. I kind of would be like happy if they weren't because I like the surprise. But at the same time, I like the leaks for the direction in which Pokemon is going. It seems to be like there will be a way better, a more fuller world, I guess you could say. A better realized world rather than just a lot of empty space. I mean, Scarlet and Violet is just a lot of empty space. The video that came out on Twitter, I saw it on a YouTube channel, is totally made by someone. I don't remember which one it was. These were, I think, were from like the Giga leak or something, or the Pokemon leak that happened a few months ago. And I want to say they're pretty legit, but again, I'm just hoping that it's a little bit more than what was shown. Like maybe it was, like I said, maybe it was early development or something. But you know what's one thing that will get me to love a Pokemon game? The music. And I think one of the things that turned me off the first time I played Ruby and Sapphire was the music, was the horns, right? The Game Boy Advance horns. All that trumpet. Here's a little fun fact. I played Pokemon Ruby before it came out officially in America because at that time I had emulators on my computer. And so I remember playing Ruby and Sapphire as a ROM, having absolutely no idea what was happening because the game it added more elements. Like it added, like how the field could change. There was different status effects. So it was, and I had played so much Gold and Silver and so much Red and Blue that I was just so like, what? I'm so confused. But it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Right in the heart, Ruby and Sapphire are some of my favorites, but not because of the music. Ruby and Sapphire are great. They're great games. I do like them, but I felt the music wasn't like... I really liked Johto's music, and you want to know what music I really liked? I really liked Diamond and Pearl's music. Also, I feel they didn't do such a good job at replicating the horns when they remade Ruby and Sapphire. And yes, I can be a little bit of a music snob. Gold, Silver, Ruby, Sapphire are your favorites. Heck yeah. You know what's funny, Gigi? When I was growing up, I would listen to my own rock pop metal music instead of the game audio because why listen to it when I can rock? I told you guys before that like I used to listen to like recently when I'll play, like I remember when I played Chrono Trigger, I would load up a remix version of the soundtrack so that way I can play it. I'll turn down the music on the game a little bit so I can hear like a more modern, like, souped up version. And I used to do that with Pokemon, just like how I did in the last stream where I was playing the Pokemon To Be a Master soundtrack. I used to do that. I used to just have that on repeat while going through Pokemon Red and Blue. Same went for Gold and Silver, but with Gold and Silver, I was listening to I can't remember what the name of that soundtrack was. It wasn't Pokemon Johto? What was that soundtrack called? Because there was a second soundtrack that they released. I'm gonna look it up. It was the dub soundtrack. What is it? It wasn't Johto Journeys. That's just the name of the theme song. I think it was called Totally Pokemon. I think that's what it was called, wasn't it? I think that's what it was. That thing came out in January 2001. Oh, I'm old. And it had Lugia and Ho-Oh on the cover. Hell yeah. Yes, it had all... Yeah, okay, yeah. This basically was like the follow-up to the To Be a Master soundtrack. I used to work for Self, but now I run research for Team Rocket. A meddlesome child like you needs to be punished. Okay. Mean. Whatever happened to Silphco? Silphco just kind of never came back in Pokemon, did it? I'm gonna look it up right now. Silphco. Company headquartered at the Silphco office building. Manufactures a variety of goods, including the Master Ball. It's in generations 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. Oh, and 7 is Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu. So that doesn't count. It looks like Silphco was last mentioned in Diamond and Pearl. But where? Where is it mentioned? Is it just the Pokeballs? Also, my browser just freaking crashed. No, here it is. All right, Generation 4. Let's see. Generations 2 and 4, Silphco has increased security and the player is not allowed to enter the upper floors. One of the guards will kindly give the player an upgrade for talking to him, and I think upgrade is for Porygon? Oh, it's a held item. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, oh, never mind. Okay, Generation 4 doesn't consist of Diamond and Pearl. It consists of Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Got it. Have I got my copy of RE9? No, not yet. Not yet. I'm going to wait a little bit. I actually just started playing Armored Core 6. I got that as a birthday gift / Christmas gift, I think. And so I was playing that a little bit. But I think I might wait a little bit for I think I'm going to play it on PC. We need another sound alert for when GG says I'm going to look that up. Yes, we should. I also need to find a way to level the audio for the sound alerts because they're not that loud for me. And it sucks because I really can't hear them that much. Hey there, KB. And yes, these quote-unquote jelly donuts are great. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this clip. I'm going to pause this music real quick. Let me see if I can find the clip. Are they jelly-filled donuts or just jelly donuts? Brock sure loves his donuts.
Huh? Have a donut. That always cheers me up. Pika pika.
These donuts are great. Jelly-filled are my favorite. Now.
Amazing. It is literally him just holding. It's just him holding rice balls. But you know, the kids. The kids don't know about Japanese culture. They don't need to know that Pokemon is from Japan. They don't need to know that. I honestly thought they were Japanese donut. Me too! I remember the first time I tried a, Ooh, let's try Haunter. I remember the first time I tried a rice ball, and I was like, wow, this is not what I thought it was. Truly, this is not what I thought it was. I was watching DBZ, and they called dumplings truffles. Really? Now that I don't remember. Is that early on? Oh, shit. Raichu just straight up took out Haunter. I'm still playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, but I've only got 10 main story missions left. Not sure what I'm going to play next. Are you playing that on... like PlayStation Plus? Yes, Brock scammed me. How dare he? PS5, got it. But I mean like from PlayStation Plus? Got it, got it. Came out last year. Yes, it was like a Game of the Year contender, I think. I had never even heard of the game before. What exactly is the gameplay like? I'm seeing your answer before GG asked the question. You know, sometimes there's a delay. Oh, hold on. Let me save. Professor Oak, you need to mind your business. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Okay, Ampharos. I don't think I have... Do I have full heals? No. I do have an antidote. Oh, I do have full heals. Okay. I don't have any revives, though. So it looks like Haunter is just out for the count. I will save, though. Who are you? Do I know the password? Maybe. But no weakling's gonna get it. A first-person medieval person simulator. Got it. The other day, for the first time, I think in maybe like, I don't know, a billion years, 20 years, I must have known this, like when the TV show was on. But seeing Jesse and James, and they had their own rivals in Team Rocket, Cassidy and Butch. I just literally was just thinking about it, and I was like, oh, Jesse James and Butch Cassidy, got it. Like I said, I obviously got the reference when I was a kid. But just recently, just being like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember all that. It has no third-person view, and that pissed me off to start with because I had forced first-person view. Well, I mean, if it's that style of game, then, you know, at least you know what you're in for, right? I am excited for Resident Evil 9 and the 2 characters that you get to play. The first character, Grace? I think that's her name? She's meant to be played in first person. You can switch it to third person if you'd like. But she is meant to be more in line with the recent Resident Evil games that are done in first person. I did, obviously, in 7, it was forced first person, so I played that like that. But in 8, I did go third person. I switched it. And I felt like it was fine. Like, it didn't really change anything. It felt more like Resident Evil 4, and I really dug that. Am I gonna get the password now? Give me the password! Slowpoke tail, got it. But it's useless unless you have 2 passwords. Well, doesn't that suck? How about you? Do you have the other half? There's an item there too. I'm gonna save it. I am somebody who just loves constantly saving. I believe this song is from Diamond and Pearl, which again, case in point, I loved the music in Diamond and Pearl. I prefer third-person view in all of my games. I don't like forced first-person view. My ability to work out distance is hard, and my ability to control horses in Kingdom Come Deliverance is like just me swinging from side to side and my horse bucking me up. Yeah, that sucks. I was not a big fan of first-person games when they first got like really popular because I felt like they were like exclusively an invention of like PC games, right? And that's not how I grew up. I didn't grow up like playing PC games. Eventually I got into it. I think it was probably like Halo, like many people. The password is D's nuts. Thanks for that, Nye. Appreciate it. Cougar asks, I know you probably answered this, but I can't remember. What game will you be playing when streaming? Will you be continuing with RP? Like role-playing games? Or will you be going for something lighter? So... as of right now, the schedule is Pokemon Pokopia is the next game I'll be streaming. So I saw that on the Discord, the poll that I put up for switching the schedule for the movie night, it tied. So I think, I'm still not sure. I'm going to have to let you guys know tomorrow, and I know that sucks. Whether or not the movie night will be tomorrow or Saturday. But I'll let you guys know. That being said, I am going to be doing my 1-year anniversary Twitch celebration on Sunday. And we're going to be returning to Baldur's Gate. But that's just going to be like a one-time only return to Baldur's Gate for now. We will be returning to Baldur's Gate for real a little bit later. But just for, you know, nostalgia's sake. We'll be doing Baldur's Gate on Sunday. And then next week, Pokemon Pokopia comes out. And I am very excited for that. So we will definitely be streaming that for a little bit. I don't know for how long we'll be streaming it. Because it is like a really chill game. But after we got our fill of it, we will switch over to, I believe I said, Silent Hill F. That's the next, like, game that we'll be doing after Pokopia. Yes, Angel. I think that's kind of what's going to happen. Depending on how I feel tomorrow. Oh no! Ampharos! Depending what happens tomorrow. How I feel, I guess. We'll see whether it happens in the evening or on Saturday. And we're watching Moulin Rouge over on the Discord. The perfect tragic love story to end February with, right? BG3, woo, twerking pigs, blowing up caves, impossible nudiums. Yes. You got that to look forward to. Will it be a sing-along? No. I have not heard those songs in a billion years, but I love the soundtrack. Oh my gosh. I adore the soundtrack to Moulin Rouge. I need like a rock Pokemon on my team. Yeah, I usually don't nickname my Pokemon, like, ever, Angel. But I don't know what happened in the moment. I was like, this gives me naughty vibes. I'm gonna name him Naughty. I love the sprites in this game, by the way. They're so good. If I found like another Pokemon that I feel matches the energy and that I use them, I would probably name them Mochi also. I just don't really have any on my team that kind of like fits that vibe. I don't know if I'm going to actually win this fight. This might be my first whiteout of the game. Love stories aren't my thing, as I'd rather have a tapeworm, but the music is brilliant. Music is brilliant. Also, I'm curious, have you ever done a Nuzlocke or been interested? That's my thing, I'm not interested. I'm somebody that doesn't really find fun or interest in challenging myself in games all that much. Unless there's... I don't know, unless there's like a challenge that can unlock something in the game, or is part of like an achievement. But even then, like achievements about like beating games on harder difficulties, it doesn't really interest me. So like having your own rules for your own challenges don't really interest me that much. And I think it's also because I'm somebody that tends to jump from game to game, that I don't really go back to older games. This is kind of like the first time I've gone back to play something pretty old in a long time. And I think it's just because I've been such a big Pokemon kick lately. Oh, yeah. I remember when Nuzlocke first became a thing, back in the early days of YouTube, and people were posting, like, Nuzlocke runs, and it's like, Nuzlocke run part 50 billion. And I'm not exactly sure what the rules are for Nuzlocke. I know there's different varieties, but I remember it had to do with, like, oh, it's the first Pokemon that you catch. You can only use that one. There's like a certain rule as to how many Pokemon you can catch or train or something. I forgot how it works. Well, hey, at least you tried, right? The soundtracks for the film and the musical are simply... I still need to listen to the musical. I do remember you posting it in the Discord a long time ago. And I don't think I gave it a shot. If you could post it again, that'd be awesome. Love is an illusion bombarded to us as kids with the happily ever after ending. Prince Charming can be replaced with chocolate, something that takes heavy-duty batteries. Well, you know, I like to think of it as... Raticate Tail. Okay. It was... I need to actually leave. I'm going to actually come back. I do not have enough healing items, so I need to come back. But going along with the whole... Oh, shit. I forgot. It's a trap. I don't think I've caught a Voltorb yet, no. I don't think I have. You can't escape from these? Okay. I was going to say with the whole love comment. It's that whole thing, right? Of... happily ever after stuff. It's basically sold as a product, right? Which is not cool, because it makes people grow up with completely false expectations of what real life is actually like. Whoa, what the? Oh my gosh, I got caught in a trap! So yeah, so you have that, right? And the happily ever after is really shitty too. You know, and that basically stems from childlike stuff. And, you know, all stories when you're a kid kind of have to end in a positive note because that's how you get kids to, that's how you introduce stories to kids, right? Except for like when they're really young and you kind of like, you know, traumatize them with Brothers Grimm stories and all like folklore stuff, you know, because you're trying to protect them. But it's really interesting how we don't do the same thing when it comes to love. And I think it's because, you know, I think maybe as humans, we want people to try to strive for the good things, but we don't really like protect them from that. Or even as a kid, you're very idealistic. But then I think the other trap that we fall into is the opposite thing, where then you become really nihilistic, you become very doomer, right? Like, and then it also becomes very gender charged, and I think that's the part that I don't like. You know, the talk of like, you know, a man can be replaced by this, you know. And I understand the sentiment, right? Like I totally get it, right? But I don't think it helps the cause. I don't think it helps the cause. I understand the frustration. I totally get it. But sometimes it can just feel like a whole group of people can just be thrown away, right? And it's like, that's not cool, right? Especially like when... Shit. God damn it! I was gonna say, especially when there are people who are trying, right? Of course, the majority, the vast, vast, vast majority suck. But then you just kind of get those, again, I don't like the pointing of fingers, I think. It is good to point fingers, though. That's what I'm saying. It's also good to fucking get people, what do you call it? Have accountability. So I'm not talking about that. But again, I think just the charged language can sometimes be a bit much. God, I remember my first time I took a piece of weird better. Oh gosh. Okay, vibe in that way. Okay, yes. Let's stick to Pokemon, yeah? Let's stick to Pokemon. Por favor, gracias, okay? I have no idea where I ended up. I thought I was going the right way, and I ended up completely going the wrong way. I was trying to exit, because I need healing items. I can only hope that this is the exit, and I don't... Oh my gosh, this... Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive this. Like, truly, I don't know I'll be able to survive this. That's the other thing too, Cougar, that I feel can also be like said in the wrong way, right? It's like, oh, just because you don't live to society's standards, all of a sudden it makes you have a completely different orientation, right? As if that's something that like is a comment that should be said in a... It just feels like derogatory in a way, right? Because you could be gay and have, you could be married and have a family too. You could definitely do that, right? So it just keeps that cycle going of like using certain terms and languages in old-fashioned ways, and it also like doesn't normalize like gay relationships and gay people who might be completely, you know, they could be well established, you know, 25 years old, have a family and be married, you know what I mean? So it kind of like, you know, if it makes sense. All right, please, please, please let this not... Okay, a hyper potion. Oh, hell yes. That's literally what I need. I was hoping it wasn't a Voltorb. Okay. All right, let's use for Alligator, because I feel he's the strongest, even though I have a Noctowl that's level 40. I still feel like my Feraligatr is stronger. Okay. I think I'm going to go the opposite way. Hold on. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go down those stairs. Okay, there we go. We did it. We did it. We did it. All right. Ooh. Close one. All right, here we go. All right, here we are. Here we are. Ah, got it. So in Ireland, gay men can't adopt there. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, so we healed up. And now, I don't even know if there is a Pokemart in this town. I don't think there is. So we're going to have to actually leave and come back. I think there's one in Ecruteak City? Hey there, Renji. Hello, hello. No worries. Stop on by as much as you like. Do I have a Pokemon that does cut? No. I forgot who I gave cut to. I don't have an HM slave like back in the day. Bidoof was my HM slave from Diamond and Pearl. Alright, let's buy a bunch of stuff if I have the money. And I do need to save. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's buy some super potions. Let's buy 10 of them. And let's get some antidotes. Let's buy 5 just to have. Some paralyze heals because I was out. Oh, let's get 3 burn heals. You don't really get a lot of those status effects. In that case, I'll be here every day. You do what you gotta do, Rinchi. But just having you come on in, swing on in, it's always a pleasure. Don't remind me of the need for HM slaves. Yes. Oh, no, not. Yes, you are correct. Let us not mention that. We don't really have a system for adoption. You can get put into permanent care with someone, but the bio parent can always reserve the right anytime to petition the court to get the kid back. That's wild. All right, so let me also see what Pokemon I have. Because I feel like some of the Pokemon that I'm using are a little useless. I know that sounds mean. Because I feel like this Machoke is kind of sucking right now. I think I only had him because I taught him strength. What do I have in this box? Slugma was a great, I think I used Slugma in Ruby and Sapphire. Alright, let's change boxes, which you have to save when you switch boxes, which is absolutely crazy. Back in the day, you'd have to save. And yes, Rinchi, this is Pokemon Crystal on Game Boy Color. I need a rock type, but I think the only rock type I have is Geodude and Rocky. Yeah, the Onyx. What level does Onyx evolve in this game? Because this is a ROM hack version in Crystal Legacy. You can actually evolve Onyx without having to trade him. You can actually get him to turn into Steelix, I think, if you just have him hold the item and get to a certain level, I believe. It says it has to be level... Is it level 20? Ah, okay. You need a metal coat. Once you get to the Rocket Radio Tower stuff sorted out, go to the Mahogany Town House, and someone will sell you Metal Coat. Okay. I was just thinking, should I get Onyx or should I choose Geodude? Because with Geodude, I can level him up all the way to Golem. Or Golem. I might do Geodude. And what? Geodude was also a Pokemon that needed to be traded to evolve, right? But let's see how you do that in Crystal Legacy. I think he just has to be in a certain level. That's it. And he doesn't have to hold an item or anything. Huh. That's weird. It doesn't tell me. I'll have to look that up. I keep trying to find it up, but can't find anything. Where is the Geodude? Did I pass him up? Oh, I took him out already. Alright, got it. Let's see. Hold on, let me read the chat real quick. Pokemon useless. Yeah, some Pokemon can be kind of useless in battle. I'm not saying that they're useless in general. They're just a little useless in battle. He's level 3! What am I supposed to do with that? Well, hey, it's a good thing I have a bunch of rare candies. It's a good thing I have a bunch of rare candies. It's a good thing I have a bunch of rare candies. Let's get him up to speed, right? I think I have enough rare candies to get him. Oh shit, hold on. I like pressed the wrong button. You can't adopt Irish kids here. We've got a Taiwan film, all but interesting. We don't have orphanages to go to foster care until the parent is able to get them back or they're adopted foster family, but that rarely happens to stay in the system. That's wild. I'm looking for an authentic Nintendo Game Boy forever, but every time I saw one, they're worth a kit. Yeah, that's the whole thing. It is really tough to find retro consoles nowadays that aren't, you know, people know what they're worth now. It sucks because I owned all this stuff. I owned all the original Game Boys. I owned all, like, every system you could think of I owned. I even owned a Virtual Boy for a little bit. The stand was broken, though, so that kind of sucked. But I owned a frickin' Virtual Boy. I think I only had 1 or 2 games for it, though. What I've been doing recently is every time I've gone to Japan to visit, I go over there and get myself a retro handheld. So the first time that I visited in 2016, I got myself a Famicom colored Game Boy Advance SP. And then when I went in 2024, I got myself a... It's not rare, but it is a different type of blue than the one that like released when it came out of the original 3DS. It's more of a like a blue rather than the teal color that originally came out. So I got that. And then this last time I went, I got myself not a PSP, a Vita. I got myself a Vita. Now I'm curious what I'm gonna get next time I go. I remember when I went to Japan in 2019, I saw a store selling them along with a bunch of old stuff, but I forgot the NSME. And what is NSME? The name, sorry, the name. It was just a typo. I was like, what is that? I think 2019 would have been right around the period when stuff started to get a little pricey. Like, just barely, you know? You still probably could have gotten away with getting a good deal, but nowadays, when you're going to Japan, you're basically paying eBay prices, and minus the shipping cost, you know? So there is that, but yeah, you're not really getting a good deal in Japan, unless you're going outside of Tokyo. If you're going to more of the, out of the way places, or like kind of like, you know, a small little town that might have a hard off, maybe you go like an hour outside of Japan, then you definitely will start to find deals. But like I want to say I bought my Vita for like, it was almost the exact same price as if I would have bought it on eBay, I think. Go an hour outside of Japan into the I mean, into Tokyo. Sorry. This is, you know, many people, you know, they travel to Tokyo. That's usually where they stop. It's your time to shine, Cougar. You have the original Nintendo Game Boy, DS, and PS1. Hell yeah. Got that brick of a Game Boy. You could kill somebody with that thing. I think I said this before, but the only console I ever owned was a Sega console. Nothing else until now with the Switch. And I think you said that, was it even the Genesis, Nina? Or did you own the Master System? I can't remember. Do not blame me, I was a teenager and I did not care. But I care now, unfortunately. No, yeah, I get it. That's kind of what happened to me when I was a kid. I owned all like the original consoles when they would come out, but then I would trade them in to be able to get like the newer console. So I didn't really have any allegiances to a particular system. I just whatever was, you know, new and shiny. So I remember like trading in my, I think I traded in my Sega Genesis to get a Super Nintendo. I remember trading in my Super Nintendo to be able to get an N64. Like things like that. And then I felt super dumb later on as an adult when I wished I could just like, man, I should have just kept all that stuff. And so when I was like 18, 19, and I was like fully employed, making adult money, I bought all those systems again. And it was a lot of fun. It was great. It was awesome. And then I did the dumb thing a few years later. I sold them all again. Although, in my defense, it really like wasn't like my fault. It was more like where I was in life, and I was completely prioritizing other things that shouldn't have been prioritized. And I really wish I would have held on to that collection. I feel so down. One other thing that I did own that was part of like later on in life, had nothing to do with this collection. This was just my own thing. I've told you guys this before. I don't know if you guys remember. I owned a limited edition gold Majora's Mask new Nintendo 3DS XL. I pre-ordered it. It was badass. It was awesome. And I love that thing. I remember I even hacked it, and I had, you know, I was doing nefarious things on that thing. And then I sold it because I was in a hard spot, and I sold it. I originally bought that thing for probably maybe $250. I think it probably was maybe $250, maybe $275, because it also came with Majora's Mask, the remake. And so, if you look up for that console now, if you try to look up the gold 3DS Majora's Mask console now, it's about $1,000 on eBay. And the other day, well, yeah, not the other day, but a few months ago when I was in Japan, I saw it again. And a Japanese version was being sold for $700. So I was like, oh man. And I think there might have been scratches on the screen. So it wouldn't have even been like 1-to-1 to what I had. But man, that is probably, despite, you know, like, yes, I regret my old systems that I lost. But I think I regret that 3DS XL the most. Because that thing was badass. That thing looks so good. That was an extremely sexy console. Let me find it. I'm gonna find this. Okay, prices have gone down. It looks like people are selling their used ones for $500, but it looks like newer ones are $900. So I guess it is possible for me to get it. I could one day get it. Here's a link to a YouTube video. I'll post it in the chat in case you guys want to see what it looks like. Except it does not want to. Why won't it freaking give me the the link? Hold on. All right, hold on. I'm gonna share this. This is somebody showing off theirs. But man, that thing was beautiful. As for nefarious, I meant I just literally hacked it, and I would, you know, play 3DS games. Would you buy the retro consoles again for nostalgic purposes and not sell this? Yeah, I would. Although I don't think I would really buy the games. I kind of like just collecting the hardware, just to have it. But right now, I just don't have space for it. If I had more space, maybe I would have a little like section of like a room dedicated to maybe like a little like, you know, a little nostalgia shrine. I would love to also get an old TV, like a retro TV. Like a CRT? Also, yes, we do need a sound alert for when I look things up. I can't trust people online selling their stuff for 100. No, yeah, it's rough. Like I said, originally when I bought it, it was like 250. I want to say 270. So they were really rare. So I could see them being sold for 400 some bucks. I feel that's a fair price. I would say it's fair. But of course, you know, you got to make sure there's no scratches on that thing. It works perfect, all that stuff. Also, I talked about it earlier and I didn't mention it. That I was haggling with somebody today online. I recorded an audio check-in to be posted on the Patreon, and I forgot that today is podcast day, so I didn't want to post the check-in while the podcast is literally going up. I mean, you guys have enough things to listen to if you're over on the Patreon. So I delayed it to be posted on, I think, Saturday or Sunday. And in there, I talk about how lately I've been getting into getting a new camera. And I also wanted to get some new video gear for the next time I go, like, on vacation. And I can do, like, little walk-around, cool little POV shots that are better than me using my phone like I did last time. Not for streams, but just for, like, pre-recorded stuff. Because with streams, I would still need to use my phone. That all said, the device that I'm looking for and that I talk about in that check-in, I found for very cheap in a neighboring city. So I was talking to the guy. I reached out to him online, and it was very cheap. And so I'm all talking, and I'm all like, okay, you know, how much you want, blah, blah, blah. Are you willing to go down? You know, haggling. It was a 30 email chain of going back and forth, back and forth. And eventually this dude, I'm sure, 1000% sure this guy was just scamming. I don't think he had the item. I think he was full on making it up. I think he was trying to get people to send him money, like online. It was stupid. So yeah, it was some red flags for sure. I'll tell you that. Yes, Rinchy, I basically, and you know what? When I sold that 3DS, I think I sold it for 300. I think I did. You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to do some more looking up stuff. I'm going to see if I can find how much I sold it for. Oh no, I don't think I have the listing. Ah, no, it doesn't look like it. I think I sold it to somebody in person. For whatever reason, I thought I sold it to someone on eBay. But it looks like I sold it to a person. Yeah, in person. I sold it to a person in person. And I don't have how much I charged for it. I think I sold it for 300. So I even made a profit off it, if you can believe it. Nina, I kept using the move because for some reason I kept thinking it was saying paralyzed, and I was in the middle of my story, and you know my brain, so it's kind of tough. Exactly, Nina. Multitasking for the win. Whoopsie. I'm trying to see if we can just get through this area. But I just keep getting attacked by freaking Team Rocket grunts. Because I said I was just going to stream for a little over an hour, but like these dudes are non-stop. Yes, definitely. I twitch right now. I'm upset. If only I had Thunder on Ampharos, I could just kill everything with like one hit. Ariados.
I'm upset.
I'm upset.
Say it louder.
I'm upset. All right. Let me see how much more I can do. Earlier, I didn't really have type advantages on a lot of these. But I think I do now that I've switched up and I have all my Pokemon like healed up and fully raring to go. Because I had a bunch of them that were just straight up dead. I don't think I have anything that can take out Eradicate too easily. Me when I'm GG and I'm upset about everything. I mean, yeah, sometimes you just gotta rage. The camera you used for your hike, the quality was beautiful and it was so steady. So that's just my phone, actually. I just used my phone for that. I had a gimbal. I still have the gimbal. The only problem is when I'm on vacation, right? I don't like lugging that thing around because it just is a huge thing. I talk about it in that check-in audio, where you don't want to be carrying a bunch of stuff. It can be kind of cumbersome. This is what it looks like. Let me see if this works. Okay, there we go. No, I don't want to send you to an Amazon page. Here we go. Copy image address. There we go. Let's do that instead. All right, so this is basically, oh my gosh, that did not. How do I even freaking edit my post if I want to delete that? How do you delete this? It doesn't I mean, it shows me as a mod, but I can't. What? Apparently I can't. That's so weird. Anyway, let me see if this works. That's really weird. Is this gonna work? All right, there we go. So this is what I have. It doesn't look that big, but it's actually pretty big. And again, like when you're on vacation and you're using your phone for things, I also film in a really high quality. And what that ends up doing is that it takes up a lot of battery life. It takes up a lot of storage on the phone. I don't have a lot of storage on my device, so I am definitely going to have to, next time I get a phone, get more storage. So that definitely is a possibility. So I can for sure use my phone, but again, it's like, especially when you're in Japan, you want to like translate things, or you need to be looking at like train schedules. It's really, really annoying to not be able to just like be on your phone because you're filming stuff. So it would be nice to have a separate device. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. Get Android for more storage, but I don't want an Android phone. I had an Android phone before, and while I did love it, I very much like being on my iPhone ecosystem because everything I have is on iPhone. I know that's what they want you to do, but it works so seamlessly. Also, I was not a fan. I'll tell you this. When I was on Android, I was not a fan. I had an Android for like 3-4 years. I was not a fan of apps not being updated as quick as iOS apps. That was super annoying. I hated that. Oh shit. Was this one of the things that it doesn't affect Gligar? Well, let's see if Noctowl can take it out. Why did you get rid of the Praise Me reward? You need to keep up those things. I took them down because I got stressed. I just wanted to play the games without getting interrupted all the time. But I will bring back the redeems for the anniversary. And what I'm thinking I might do is I might actually have a little graphic on screen that'll say like channel redeems offer on. So that way you guys can know whether or not I have the energy that night or not. This guy didn't want to die. One of my friends did that on the trip. One phone for photos, the other for... See? Yes! That's what I'm talking... Like, it's tough, you know, because you're just like multitasking hardcore with multiple things. So I do have a new camera. So that's awesome. Like an actual new camera. But one for video. Oh my god, these grunts! Seriously, this part is rough. This is just an endless gauntlet of Team Rocket grunts. I had the wrong Android? I mean, I had a Pixel. I had a Google Pixel. I had the people who make Android. And that was my whole thing too. At the time, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get me a Pixel because I want the, you know, the maker of the OS to be also the maker of the device. And I loved my Pixel. Holy cow, I love that phone. But for everything of what everybody liked Android for, I never really used. I didn't really use a lot of the like more custom stuff. I kind of kept everything stock. I mean, I did change like my layouts and did give it like its own little launcher, but for the most part, I didn't like bothering with all that stuff because I just wanted everything to just run smooth. But yeah. Also, I could not stand phone crashes. That was so new to me too. The fact that a phone could crash, like I could like count on my hands the number of times like my iPhone had crashed over the course of like 15 years, but my Pixel would crash like maybe once a month or something. It was really weird. So, yeah. Samsung phones are legit because Samsung phones are a little bit more on the higher end of things. Also, if you have a Google phone, you get updates faster. Yes, that was the whole reason. Like, I wanted those updates, like, as soon as possible. Also, this was back in... I had my Pixel... When was this? I think it was, like, 2019? It was, like, beginning of 2019, and I had it until... I think 2021, I think. So I had it for about 2 years. And I remember when I upgraded and I got, I think iPhone 13. It was a game changer. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And then now I am on a iPhone 15 Pro. And this thing is a beast of a phone. Outside of not having that much storage space, because I have 128 gigs, I wish I had more. Outside of it, in terms of RAM, in terms of performance, in terms of everything, I love it. It's like a perfect phone. I have the password! Maybe I don't have the password? So this next time that I upgrade, which will be in the fall, when like, I don't know, the iPhone, 17 comes out? 18 or whatever it is? I will definitely be getting either 250 gigs, or I might even go for 500. We'll see. We'll see. I would get the flipping ones. It's so cool, but I've heard bad things about So I would love to get an iPhone Fold because I heard that the Folds are possibly coming out this year, but I am weary of, you know, first-time devices. So if it's Apple's first time taking a crack at a folding phone, you never know, right? Because you don't want to be the guinea pig. But I have seen, Rinchi, that the folding phones are a lot better now. The first modeled ones were pretty rough, but I've had friends and I've had people who've had the folding phones and they've loved them. They've had them for years and they're badass. I love them. I have a phone for social media and fun while the other one for work. Yeah, see, Renchi? Sometimes you just got to do that. Sometimes you gotta separate it. So I don't know, after like today's whole debacle, also what's poison What's Poison's weakness? Does anybody know offhand while I search it up? Alright, it is Ground and Psychic. Noctowl has a Psychic move. Yeah, I got kind of soured on the device that I wanted. So I don't know if I am going to even get it. It is very pricey. There is supposed to be a new version coming out later this year, which might lower the price of the last version, which would be awesome. But I truly think, like, my phone, along with the gimbal, is literally the exact same quality and effect. And especially if I get, like, a newer phone, then it'll have even better. So, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I think I just got in those modes where I'm like, oh, it'd be nice to have a little bit of retail therapy, right? Get something shiny and new to try out. Let's see. I've had Samsung all the way back since S7. I'm on S24. I've had to explain to my mom that her S10 is 6 years old and she kind of doesn't get it. She's like, my phone is an S10 and yours is S24. How does that work? Time has passed. I just hope that for this new iPhone, they go back to the color range like the iPhone 14. I want to keep my purple scheme. I do like the colors that they have come out. Like, I actually really like the orange of the latest one, but I've mentioned this before. I put a case on it. You got 256 on your iPhone 6. Nice. Has it been doing you well, Nye, with the 256? And yes, Cougar, I remember I remember when you had the whole issue with, like, storage space for a little bit. I like how you went all the way to 1 terabyte. All right, so we're going to go down, right? All right, I think we're going to fight our rival. It's not my fault my team is so useless. Could it be that love made his team so powerful? And he just hits me. What an asshole. What's funny is I was going to name him something funny, but then I was doing something else at the time, and I literally just buttoned my way through it, so his name is just Ah. Because I totally didn't realize that I was literally just buttoning my way through it. Whoops. I used to own a Samsung as a kid, and I can tell you it can storage a lot, especially when it's given to a kid teenager. That's what I love about them. Nice. Give me thought about buying a folding phone now. They can see the money fly away. Wait, Breaking Lurk, you have a flip phone? I don't have a flip phone, but I do know that a lot of people do, and I see them, and I'm like, oh, or the folding phones? I'm like, oh, they look so badass. But I've just seen other people talk about them. And it made me want to get the iPhone Fold if it does eventually come out. But I'm afraid, that it just won't, it might break since it'll be the first generation of something. Not to mention, as of right now, I think the rumored price is $2,000. I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you. Rocket Archer. It's funny that no one's talking about iPhones. Well, I mean, like, again, I will get some iPhone storage soon. Once I get my new one. Your rival's name is my mood. Ah, yes, basically, right? Control the temptation, practice patience, and wait a couple more versions. Yes, it's just also the price. That price. $2K for an iPhone can actually suck my dick. I would never. I love my Samsung Flip too much. And I think the reason why people really dig the idea of an iPhone Fold is that basically it would be the size of an iPad mini when it's opened up. So there's a lot of rumors of like, oh, what kind of OS would it use? it basically would be an iPad and an iPhone, so you get the functionality of both, which is pretty cool. You could also use it to draw and all that stuff. So I see it would be pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool, but yeah, I'm not gonna get it. I'm just gonna get whatever the next iPhone is, get a lot more storage on it, and we'll see what happens. Also clean my piercings and tattoo while watching this like a few minutes ago. Oh, of course, Nye. Good to know that your 256 storage is doing well, Nye. Give me a bigger phone when they give women's clothes bigger pockets. Oh man, can't stand big phones. I have an old iPhone 6 that I just haven't, it like barely even turns on. I don't even think it turns on. Like, you have to like hope that it turns on. I have it in a drawer. And that thing is so light. It is beautiful. And then you hold phones now of any variety and they're so heavy and chunky. Holy cow. No worries, Persephone. Get back to work. Do what you gotta do. I will keep you company for just a little bit while longer. I am wishing you all the luck in the world. Alright, Houndoom. This should be the final fight. Let's hope that Feraligatr can withstand Houndoom. And then we'll finally end tonight's stream. Your stepdad won't give up his phone. His iPhone 8. Oh, man. How is that thing even still running? Oh, man. Okay. Who's coming in? Noctowl. Okay, Noctowl. Okay. All right. Is Psychic strong against Dark? No, it doesn't even affect it. It's the opposite. It's going to kill me like in one hit. All right. Cool. No. Also, Gold and Silver was the generation that dual types were introduced, right? Your phone doesn't even fit in your purse? That's wild, Rinchy. That's wild. I like how Archer just literally bumped into the wall. What's up, Murkrow? Do you need a new, Hail Giovanni is the password? Okay, we're not even done here yet. You know what? We may not be done, but I am done. So I'm going to go ahead, get to the gate that I need to get to, which I believe is over here. Not here, it's over here. Oops, no, other way. Is it down here? Alright. This way? This way? Wait, hold on. Oh my god, this freaking labyrinth of a place. Okay. Now we can put in the password. Hooray! Alright, so we're going to save it there. And that's going to do it for today. Because holy cow. That was rough. That was rough. Those grunts. Those grunts did not want to leave me alone. It also didn't help in the very beginning when I ran out of healing items. Then I had to leave, and then I got stuck, and I got lost. But it's all good. Yeah, it is very tedious. I'm curious if they... I doubt it. I was going to say if they made it a little bit smoother in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And I did originally think about playing Soul Silver, and I did see that there are ROM hacks of Soul Silver and Heart Gold that you can put on your device, and you know, you can emulate it, and it does, you know, quality of life updates. But I don't think they had anything that was as good as what I have here on Crystal Legacy. So that was why I think I went with this one, even though I really, really love the look of Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Yeah, something relaxing, and then here I was just stuck fighting grunts. I use backpack leather handbag so I can fit a 10-inch tablet in my handbag. Ooh, nice. Where is my GPS? Definitely. But this is how tedious dungeon crawling games... Yeah, they were. And I don't have a map open. I should have had a map open. I know, but to be fair, maybe I prefer to have a small purse. Though my iPhone 11 fits my 16. Fits, but my 16 doesn't, so I have to hold it. Got it. Also, the fact that, like, I remember when the iPhone, like, first came out, or I think maybe it was the iPhone 4, one of the big selling points was that you could touch the entire screen with your thumb. I hate the fact that you cannot. That screens are so large that you cannot. I have tiny hands. I have pretty small hands, right? I don't have huge, giant man hands, right? I have pretty small fingers, too. I hate that I cannot one-hand this thing. And I use a pop socket, too, to be able to, you know, help me with stability. But it is very annoying. I cannot stand it. Anyway, enough of phone talk. I do remember the ASCII art. I loved it. I used to print out walkthroughs at my job. I used to print out like 200-page walkthroughs from GameFAQs because I was that employee. But anyway, thanks guys for hanging out with me. We are, I don't know, not that far off from the Pokemon stream tomorrow morning. I'm very, very excited. It's very early morning for me. I think it's on my way to work. So I'm very hyped to see what the new generation's gonna look like. Hopefully see some of those starters. Very excited. So fingers crossed that we get some cool starters. But anyway, for those on the Patreon and on the Discord, as I said, I'll keep you guys up to speed soon-ish on whether or not I will be doing the movie night tomorrow or on Sunday. Not Sunday, Saturday. So, let you know. But anyway, thanks guys for hanging out with me. Oh, no worries, Rinchi. No, I enjoyed the fact that you were here. Seriously. Just having an extra voice, just being able to jump into conversation, give us, you know, your own experiences. It's awesome. I love it. So thanks, guys. Guys, take care. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, morning, or day, wherever you may be. And as always, you'll hear from me soon enough. Take care, guys, and bye.